Your neighbor just saw you unloading your 15th Costco run this month. The Amazon driver knows you by name and asks about your construction project because nobody needs that many batteries for personal use. Your garage door was open for 30 seconds yesterday, long enough for the whole street to see your wall of shelves looking like a doomsday grocery store. You think you're prepared? But what you've actually done is paint a giant target on your house that says, "Rob me first when the lights go out." Right now, while the lights are on, Mrs. Henderson thinks you're quirky. When those lights don't come back, Mrs. Henderson remembers everything. She remembers your generator tests, your new solar panels, those cases of MREs. She's taking inventory of your inventory, and she doesn't even realize she's doing it. Her brain is filing away every delivery, every late-night unloading session, every time you've mentioned being prepared. When her kids are hungry on day 4, guess whose door she's knocking on first? And she'll bring friends. You want to survive the collapse? Stop looking like you're ready for it. The greatest prep you can have is your neighbors thinking you're the last person with supplies, that you're actually worse off than them.
That helping you would be the charitable thing to do. Here's what every prepper gets wrong. They prepare for the disaster, but not for the people. They've got food for a year, but their OPSEC is so bad that everyone in a 5-block radius knows it. They're walking, talking loot crates, waiting for someone desperate enough to crack them open. The first rule of Prep Club is you don't look like you're in Prep Club. You want to look like you couldn't survive a long weekend without DoorDash. The art of strategic poverty starts with your house. Those solar panels you installed, visible from the street screaming, "I have power," when you don't. That generator you test monthly, every neighbor knows that sound. Your perfectly maintained house with new security cameras, you might as well put up a sign that says, "I have things worth protecting." Instead, you need visible neglect. Overgrown lawn, not abandoned, just lazy. One broken window shutter that's been that way for months. A car that runs perfectly but looks like it barely survived the Obama administration.
Park it where everyone can see it. That rust is camouflage, worth more than any tactical gear. Keep some trash bags of empty bottles and cans visible on garbage day. Not hoarder level, just drinks too much level. Let people see you struggling with normal purchases. Count change at the store. Put items back. Wear the same 3 outfits in rotation. Clothes that are clean but dated. Maybe a little too big because you lost weight from stress. You're not lying. You're managing perception. Your neighbors should pity you, not envy you. Here's the psychological warfare part nobody talks about. Before collapse, you're planting seeds. Mention your hours got cut at work. Complain about bills. Be seen fixing things yourself because you can't afford repairs. When someone asks to borrow something, you don't have it, or yours is broken too. You're training them to never think of you as a resource. You're the guy who borrowed jumper cables last month and returned them with thanks that bordered on excessive. You're programming them to see you as someone who needs help, not someone who can provide it. Never buy bulk anything locally. Drive 2 towns over, pay cash, spread purchases across multiple stores. That 50-pound bag of rice? Buy 5 10-pound bags from different places over 2 months. Yeah, it costs more. Consider it insurance. The premium you pay for anonymity is cheaper than defending your stockpile from desperate neighbors. Your preps should arrive like ninjas, invisible, silent, leaving no trace. Everything delivers to your job, your friend's house, Amazon lockers, never your home. Your house gets normal deliveries, the occasional small package, nothing suspicious. The garage door problem. Every prepper's weakness. One glimpse inside and your cover's blown. Solution? Staged poverty. The front part visible from the street shows clutter, old furniture, broken appliances you're meaning to fix. Your actual preps are behind false walls, under workbenches, anywhere but visible. When the door opens, people see exactly what confirms their assumptions. You're broke and disorganized. Meanwhile, your food storage is behind that stack of broken furniture that's actually perfectly arranged to block the view. Your car is your mobile deception unit. It should have an eighth of a tank of gas, always. Just enough to be going to get gas when you get paid.
Fast food bags in the back. Not disgusting, just present. The kind of person who can't afford groceries so they're living off the dollar menu. That check engine light that's been on forever? Perfect. Leave it. The car that barely runs doesn't scream, "I have 6 months of food." But here's the trick. You've got gas cans hidden, maintained, rotated. Your car's mechanical problems are cosmetic. It looks like shit, but runs perfectly.
Now for the Academy Award performance part. During the collapse, you're not prepared. You're lucky. That water you have, you just remembered some old bottles in the basement from that case you bought last summer. That food, you found some old camping supplies you forgot about. Never admit to preparing. You're stumbling through this like everyone else, just getting marginally lucky with forgotten items. You're not rationing skillfully. You just aren't that hungry lately. The stress, you know. Your power stays off even when you have it. Your generator only runs when everyone else's is running, hidden among the noise. Never be the only house with lights. Better to sit in darkness than advertise abundance. If you must use power, it's candles and flashlights like everyone else, visible through windows. Your actual activities happen in interior rooms with blackout precautions. You're not thriving, you're barely surviving publicly.
The charity trap that'll destroy you. When you help, and you'll need to sometimes to keep appearances, it's always painful. Give something that costs you, obviously. Make it evident this is a real sacrifice. Here, take my last can of beans. I can skip eating today. They should feel bad accepting it. You're not the well-stocked guy sharing extras. You're the struggling neighbor giving what you can't afford. This shields you 2 ways. They won't come back soon, and they definitely won't suspect you have reserves. But here's the harsh reality. Appearing poor only functions until true desperation arrives. When someone's kid is dying, they'll recall every detail that didn't add up. That time your garbage didn't seem quite right. That flash of something in your shed. The fact that you don't appear as starved as everyone else. Poverty theater works for typical emergencies, not total breakdown. The progressive exposure approach. Week 1, you're as panicked as anyone, perhaps worse. Week 2, you're barely surviving. By week 3, you've scavenged or bartered for some resources, just enough to blend with the neighborhood standard.
You float with the current, never ahead of it. If local situations improve, yours improves slightly slower. If they worsen, you're first to display symptoms. You're not pretending to be poor, you're pretending to be typical, and typical is the ultimate disguise. Your place should reveal a tale of steady deterioration. Things that fail stay broken. Your exterior degrades organically. You're not suddenly impoverished when crisis arrives. You've been sliding for months. People should believe the collapse is almost a relief for you. Shorter drop to hit bottom. At least he was already accustomed to scraping by, they should assume. Never be the gray man in residential areas. That's noticeable. Be the struggling man. The one who attempted but couldn't quite succeed. Not enigmatic, just unremarkable. Not prepared, just exhausted. The person people overlook because there's nothing memorable about you. But here's what'll wreck your mind. Acting poor transforms you, even when it's deliberate.
The endless performance becomes your identity. Your method acting destitution so convincingly that you lose track you're performing. That calculated misery starts feeling genuine. The detachment required for security becomes authentic isolation. You've safeguarded your stockpile by sacrificing your human bonds, because appearing poor means nobody truly sees you. Every connection is founded on lies. You're enduring physically while withering socially. That neighbor you've conditioned to feel sorry for you might have been an actual ally, but you selected supplies over solidarity. The final contradiction? The people who'll genuinely survive long-term aren't the isolated operators with flawless security. There's the ones who forge authentic communities, pool resources, establish reciprocal support. But that demands transparency and vulnerability. Everything strategic poverty prevents. Most preppers pick incorrectly. They perish with full pantries, but hollow souls.
surrounded by provisions, but nobody who'd grieve them.